Matt Schneidam, Jerry McDonald coming to you from the Coliseum after the Raiders' 40-33 loss to the Chiefs here. The Raiders are now 2-10, one of only two teams with that record in the NFL along with the 49ers, but all things considered, a pretty admirable performance from the Raiders, kind of shades of last year's game against the Chiefs here at home. Hung strong against the AFC's best team as the AFC's worst team until the end, really, until that last onside kick with a little under 30 seconds remaining. Jerry, what was your biggest takeaway from the game? I know this was Derek Carr's 7th straight game without an interception.
It was probably Derek Carr's best game of the year. I mean, although the Chiefs are pretty suspect defensively, they came in with the 30th ranked defense. Just as a decision maker and the quality of his throws, he was superb, I thought. But the difference in the game was that Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs was a little better, and he makes plays out of sheer creativity, whereas Carr makes plays executing an offense. And I think that's the things that you're going to see from those guys going down the road. I think the difference, other than Carr's play, was 3 lost fumbles by the Raiders running backs.
Mm-hmm. And we knew the Raiders defense was going to struggle. We know they're not the best at defending tight ends. Rookie slot corner in the first game since veteran slot man Leon Hall went on season-ending IR, had some trouble against Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, 12 catches, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns, almost a third. So we knew the Raiders defense was going to struggle. But my biggest takeaway, the Raiders running backs had only 1 lost fumble this season before this game through the first 11 games, and they had 3 today. Doug Martin, DeAndre Washington, Jalen Richard each had 1. Richard's coming after the Raiders had forced a 3-and-out following Jared Cook's touchdown, so that kind of gave the momentum right back to the Chiefs. And I believe each fumble they turned into points the Chiefs did. So each running back, talked after the game. They think it's just a fluke, not trying too hard or pushing it too much against a team that on paper was so much better than them, but a little frustrating from a Raiders perspective because they were still so close, and if they had cleaned up a little bit of that ball security, who knows, they could have pulled off the upset of the NFL season. But going forward, I want to talk about Jared Cook just for a quick second. He's, I think, this team's best player on offense, beside Rodney Hudson, best skill player on offense. And he is said to be an unrestricted free agent after this season. And he was asked after the game, do you want to be a Raider? And he said, yeah, of course, who wouldn't want a job? But he wouldn't specify, here. Do you think, the Raiders would pony up the money to keep him here, or maybe take a guy like Darren Waller or even draft a tight end?
Well, it depends on what Cook's going to get. If it's going to be something really, outlandish and crazy, and then I think they would probably let him walk, because that's kind of the way that they're operating these days. They've paid their quarterback, but they're reluctant to pay anybody else over what they think they're going to earn. So I don't think it's out of the question that he could go somewhere else. I mean, and you got to look at it from the player's perspective. Jared Cook's at an age now where this is going to be his last big payday, and he'll take the most cash.
Mm-hmm. And just lastly, Steelers coming in here next weekend. Game was flexed out of Sunday Night Football, now a 1:25 start. Khalil Mack and the Bears, I believe they're playing the Rams. That was flexed in. Another high-powered offense. Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster. Similar to what we saw here today from the Chiefs, with 4 games remaining. And the Raiders now in a fight with the 49ers, who also don't look to be able to win any of their final 4 games for that #1 pick. And I know that's what all you fans are watching. So for Jerry, Matt, have a great night.